Hey, how is everybody doing? And welcome back to my Workbench Journal. No, I still haven't started building anything yet, and like I said, I'm in a funk right now, so probably won't be anything for a while. However, I did clean up the work area quite a bit. I shouldn't say the work area, the room that I work in significantly. You might see a little bit of variation here and there, as you can see in the background. Horse has been moved back. Still got the plywood here. Um, Stuff that we use for parties and get-togethers. Tables are going to be going here, and so are some chairs. However, I'm not being pushed out of the room. I hope not. Knowing my wife, though, you never know. So, I'm still in a funk, as you already know, but I have made quite a bit of progress. Apologize for repeating myself. Got the room cleaned, but I still got my workbench to contend with, and I got a lot. Let's face it. All of us modelers know we make a mess out of a workbench. I mean, we got all this space, and we only use maybe 10 to 12 inches square, 12 inches square, 12 square inches altogether. Everything else is all over the place. Most of my paints have been put away, which is some good news, but I got a new problem. I mean, I got more paints than I can carry. I've been buying Vallejo as of late because I'm starting to get very familiar with them, starting to get very comfortable, and I do not have enough space in my paint racks to put them in there. I still got old bottles of polyscale dating back to like 2002, I think. I don't know. They're still good. I got testers, of course, testers acrylic, and most of you guys know I still use acrylic. I also have bottles of Good Sangyo, now known as GSI Krios, the Aqueous Hobby color, not Mr. Hobby. I also have Tamaya. I still got old bottles of Patra acrylic enamel, which are still good, that have never been opened. I still use those on occasion. The formula is similar to the Tester's Acryl, so I stick with that for now. But like I said, I got bottles of Vallejo Model Air, Model Color. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put them. I'm out of space in the racks, and we'll figure it out eventually. Second thing, now for those of you who remember me building the AMK Models Kefir kit, I used Life Colors Dark Ghost Gray and Light Ghost Gray, which I was really disappointed with because they looked almost the same in shade. Well, I fixed that problem with the last 3 bottles of the Life Color that I had. I found out I had a couple bottles of white, and I used the Light Ghost Gray. It's considerably darker than it's actually darker than the Tester's Light Ghost Gray, which is usually my go-to, because both the dark and light ghost gray from Testers are subtle. It's subtle, but you could distinctly tell that they're 2 different colors in shade. So what I did was I matched up the Life Color by adding white to the light ghost gray, and after some testing here and there, it turned out to be a nearly perfect match of the Tester's color. Now I don't know how accurate the Tester's color is, but even if it's not 100% accurate, it's very, very close to the Federal Standard chip color. Light Ghost Gray is Federal Standard 36375, and like I said before, the Life Color one, it was a little dark, so I lightened it up. And I have another AMK Kefir C2C7 kit, or I could actually try this color on the Kinetic kit, which is sort of built in my stash. I tinkered with it a little bit. Speaking of tinkering with things. So, maybe I'll give it another test run, but I actually did everything, matched it right up just fine. So we're good to go on that. I don't have to worry about that for a little while. Got to play with the surface primer a little bit from Vallejo. It's actually some pretty good stuff. It's a acrylic polyurethane primer. I would still clean off the plastic if you're going to be using any surface primer from Vallejo. Even though acrylics have come a long way, they still are suspect to weak adherence on bare plastic, so be wary of that. I'll talk about Vallejo a little more in a future video or something, who knows. Of course I'm doing an inventory. Got colors I need, colors I don't need. I know I'm going to pick up some more Vallejo Model Color for hand brush painting. I got 3 of their metallics colors, which are really, really nice. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're close to the polyscale metallic colors as they're going to get. So, just got to figure out the ratio in the thinner part. I got a couple bottles of the I got them somewhere. Yes, right here. However, I only picked up the small bottles. I didn't pick up any big bottles yet. However, I may end up picking up the bigger bottle because if I'm going to be using the Vallejo, and since I got a double action airbrush, I'm going to be doing a lot of work with them. So we'll see what happens from there. Of course, like I said, still working on my bench. Going to need another can of lacquer thinner, but that might not happen because I'm actually looking into an ultrasonic jewelry cleaner or an ultrasonic cleaner. So this way I do not have to resort to lacquer thinner for cleaning out my airbrushes. I may need it for other things, but I figured, why not? However, depending on what you get, it might be cheap, might be expensive, I don't know. I've actually been on, there was a website I was checking out, not a website, YouTube channel I was checking out who's got one. I haven't watched the whole video yet, but I might watch it and make a decision for myself. Otherwise, I'm good on glue, I'm good on decal setting solution, decal solvent, good on liquid cement, the testers. The Tamiya thin has starting to become my favorite. When in my early years of model building, and most of my years, I mostly used Ambro Pro Weld or 10X7R. The problem with 10X7R is if you leave the bottle off, if you leave the cap off, it evaporates. Not a good idea. So I stopped buying that. It's a little on the expensive side for me. At least with the Ambro Pro Weld for like $5-6, it was worth it. It was actually this size bottle. This is actually FlexiFile, by the way, which is recently came out, and it works similar to Ambro Pro Weld or 10X7R. So it's kind of a hot formula. Like it'll melt the plastic and fuse it. Kind of like it's hard. And it'll leave a little bead here and there, so you got to scrape it and stuff. I use that when I have to, but otherwise, the Tamiya has become my favorite. It's very good. It's really handy. And good part is it comes with its own brush applicator, but the downside is once it reaches a certain level in your in your bottle, you're gonna have to either stretch it. You're gonna have to use another paintbrush. Try to use the paintbrush in the bottle, or add whatever's left of it into a fresh bottle cell, and the cycle continues. That's just how it goes. But it's become my favorite. I just, of course, like all cements and glues, just make sure there's no paint on the area. Apply, good to go. Trying to think what else. I'm actually running low on the Solvaset. This has become my go-to for a long time, with good reason. It's great for most decals, but it's starting to become a little scarce and a little hard for me to find. So whenever I find it, I get it. And it's not cheap, but it works great. I still use the Microsol and Microset from Microscale Industries because for the more delicate decals, because they work effectively, and they've worked for years. Let's see what else. Of course, I got different varieties of thinners. I got testers, which is right here. This also works on factory acrylic enamel. Also works on polyscale, and of course, Model Master acrylic. So I use most of that. And a couple of other things. I have Tamiya thinner, which I use for GSI Krios and the Tamiya. I don't use it that often, since I don't use Tamiya or GSI that often. So I'm good on that. I'm probably going to end up getting another bottle of Life Color thinner because I use that quite often. I'm still mastering the paint thinner ratio on the Life Color. Hopefully I can get it. That's basically it for that front. Found all my tools. I still use this. I used to use the old orange label Testers tube glue until I discovered this one day. Works really good. It's a thicker glue, but it's really, really good. Otherwise, I've made significant progress. I still got to clear off the bench. It's a long process. I'm a slob. Like most modelers, I'm a slob. However, these things are becoming in handy. I actually found these at a craft store, Michael's, and anybody's familiar with them. Well, Film Monogram put them out. I know other companies have them. It's a mini file set. These are great for in a pinch, especially when I'm dealing with like landing gear or buying little seams I gotta get to, and a sanding stick ain't gonna work, and sandpaper is overkill. The file's perfect. And the best part about the file, you can actually scrub it out. You don't need like a little scrubby or something. It cleans them right out. Just make sure you dry them because they will rust. course, like I said, cleaning up. I found my half-built kits. I got 2 of them actually 3. One's still finished being painted, which is the old monogram kit. This thing has been driving me nuts. Talk about that in a future video. I did tinker with the kinetic cord a little bit, and it looks real promising. It actually seems to fit a little better than the Hasegawa. You know, there's a couple blunders here and there, but a lot of it's my doing. We'll talk about that later. I got a half-built kit of the Hasegawa 84 Skyhawk. I still got the Academy kit, which is actually that way. If you guess where my fingers went, and of course you're wondering, yeah, that's from welding. It's a lot of scars. Basically that's it. It's just cleaning up, getting things in order. I got paint sets from all over the place from Vallejo, because I do try to buy individual bottles, but if the paint set, like for specific color schemes, is cheaper than buying individual bottles, I'm going for it. And matter of fact, when I get the chance, I will be talking about these 2 here in a future video, since I am a World War II Pacific Theater fanatic. This is actually Japanese Army, Japanese Navy. I also have AK Interactive's World War II Japanese aircraft color set, which I will talk about too when I'm comparing this and the other one, because they're both different and they're both really, really cool. But this one is a very welcome addition. Very welcome. I mean, the colors are relatively easy to find, but it's nice that Vallejo put the time and the effort. So thank you, Vallejo, for that. I just wish you made a regular color instead of a surface primer like Ghost Gray. But if you know how to use this, shouldn't be a problem. This is all I got for now. I'll probably end up with some Tales from the Stash videos, maybe an intermission. Matter of fact, let's see. Yeah, I put it away. I got Tacon's 1/35th scale Merkava kit, which I really want to share with you guys. It's really, really cool. It's a nice welcome addition since Tamiya released one in the 80s. So, happy modeling, take it easy, and hopefully I'll talk about more stuff soon. Enjoy.